welcome to the video. I'm just going through the final stages of installing a auxiliary fan to my Trans Am. On previous videos I've gone through some of the work I've done to the cooling system, new aluminium radiator, hoses and thermostats and all the rest of it, and how much cooler the car runs in general. But I want to maintain the stock appearance as much as I can, and that obviously includes keeping the original mechanical fan, the belt driven fan, which is great in normal driving around town, dual carriageways, that sort of thing, but I still sort of worry a little bit about stopping in traffic for any sort of extended periods of time. So I had made the decision that I was going to fit an auxiliary fan, just an electric one at the front of the rad. So this is what I've opted for. It's just a bog standard electric fan. It's mounted with these not like a bit like cable ties, but they just go through your cooling fins, and on the other side there's a little connector. Just put them on with foam pads. But yeah, I think they're just a universal kit, so he's making up sort of bracketry and stuff like that. So you have to reverse the wiring on the fan, because I want it as a pusher fan instead of a puller fan on the back of the rad. So you just swap over the cables, which is no big problem. So yeah, I've got the fan fitted. You can see I've got all my cabling trunked up, put it all in like wire harness. Got my relay in there. I tried to keep the cabling as discreet as possible, but again, all the feeds up to the relay. I put in trunking. Harness wrap just keeps it neat and tidy. I've got to finish just cable tying that up in a minute now. I've sort of decided on the final position. So yeah, that's what it looks like behind the grille. I've got to get the other grille back on, and the plastic piece along the top of the core support. But I'm just going to finish cable tying these last little bits up, but I'll show you the rest of it. I had to make some sort of slight alterations to the battery. I had the original factory style clamps, I believe, just straight to the battery, but there's no way you can connect anything to the battery that way, and I didn't really want to chop the ends off and put lugs on. I would like to have sort of kept the original style battery leads. So I just bought these sort of universal battery lug adapters. That one's like a quick release one, you can undo it, and this one, it just gives you the ability, with having the bolt on the lug, actually to bolt a couple of accessories directly to the battery, because I recommend with the fan to take the main feed for the fan straight off the battery. I've fused the lead. Again, I've got to finish cable tying this up. But yeah, that's what I've had to do to the battery to be able to, say, bolt or put a couple of connections straight to the battery terminals. I mean, I've also put my CTEK charging lead straight to the battery as well. So yeah, that's so far. I'm just going to finish cable tying up, tidying up. Alright, so I've cable tied everything up neatly out of the way. It's not flapping about, and you won't see too much of it through the grille. And it's all buttoned up here, fused, cable tied all neatly down the side. And again, I've actually a couple of additional wires that I've put in for the driving lights, and the feed from the on-off switch now for the fan, which is just a signal wire to the relay. I've covered that in harness wrap as well, just looks neater and tidier. So yeah, let me get the grills on, or the grill on, and the plastic panel. So the car's all back together, all cleaned up. I'm just looking at it generally from the front. I know it's not very good lighting in here, but from outside, unless you're looking for it, you probably won't even realise it's got an electric fan on it. And then when you look from the engine bay, you can't see it, obviously it's the other side of the rad. We've got the plastic trim piece back in there, so you can't see it. I say I've wired it on a simple on-off switch in the car. And I've wired it to ignition and accessories, and I've reclaimed a switch that I had for something else down there that I no longer need. So there's my switch. Lights up when it's on. And there she blows. Yeah, so she's obviously quite noisy without the engine running. I suppose sitting in traffic, the engine burbling away. Yeah, it didn't work. You'll probably still hear it, but I'm not that bothered. It's literally there just to service purpose when I'm caught up in traffic. So yeah, I've got to test it yet, see what it's like. But yeah, another little addition to the car, just to help it sort of in modern traffic. So I've done it so it's on accessories or ignition. That way, if I come back from a drive and pull it into the garage, I can always leave it on the accessories position with the fan running for 5 or 10 minutes after I've turned the engine off, just to help the heat soak as well. I mean, I've got a battery conditioner it's plugged into anyway, so I'm not worried about power drain. But yeah, so off. Right, it's the next day, and this is car running with the fan on over the engine. You don't really hear it that much, and you actually don't even hear it when you're sat in the car. So it definitely helps to keep it cooler when she's ticking over for long periods. You do see a bit of a volt drop when I put the fan on. She soon corrects herself. And I did look through the file that comes with the car. The alternator had been reconditioned before I bought it, and it had been upgraded to a 70 amp. I've got no air conditioning or anything like that. I only run a stereo and a couple of other electric bits, so it's yeah, obviously more than adequate for the fan. It's not struggling to charge when you turn it on. I'll turn it on again. You can hear the engine note drop slightly. I say it's handy just to run the fan on for a few minutes after I turn the engine off, just to help the heat soak. Looking in daylight through the grills, I say it's not that noticeable. I've even put the fan in there, so unless you sort of get up close and look in there, it's yeah, quite discreet. And having wrapped all the wires in that harness wrap, you don't see any of the brightly coloured cables going up to the relay or for the fan. Again, it's all just nice and discreet. Yeah, so all in all, pretty happy with that. little add-on to the car. I've taken it for a good sort of 30-40 minute drive today, mixture of traffic and on dual carriageways, and it's yeah, it's driven really nicely, but it's just to say that extra little bit of peace of mind for the summer months when you are caught up in traffic. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I shall see you on the next one when I've got a little bit more to do on the car, a couple of other parts to fit on over the Christmas holiday. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you on the next one. Cheers.